Welcome to the Garden of Tarot Stations. What is my new program about? When people hear the word meditation, they immediately imagine incense, breathing patterns, or some mystical lifestyle they must adopt. However, this is not meditation. Meditation has been done by luminaries from the Buddha to the Bon to even Musashi. So, breathing patterns, mystical lifestyles may be useful for some people, but not necessarily everyone. Hence, meditation as I use it is something much older, cleaner, and far more direct. I would like to also add that I spend 6 months of the year in India, and during this time I work with masters who really understand meditation and what it is involved. And this is what I'm going to pass on to you. Essentially, I'm not here to give you a woo-woo account of what I think meditation is. I'm here to simply show you what I have learned. If it is applicable to you, then use it. If not, then namaste, no problem. But really, what I'm going to point out to you is what is truly meditation. I think the Greeks understood it perfectly. If I take a quote from the story of Perseus, when Perseus flew with Hermes' sandals, the myth says, he looked into himself and he took off. In reality, this is meditation. It is the moment when a human stops being distracted. And this is really important. This is absolutely part and parcel of meditation. By the noise of the world, and they turn their awareness inward. When we do this, something absolutely extraordinary happens. The mind becomes clear, the self becomes clear, the journey begins. This program is about cutting through the garbage that surrounds modern spiritual teaching. Being stuck in a monastery and looking at your navel, realistically, is probably great for the soul on some level, but it's not really spirituality. How can one use that in everyday awareness? How can you use that at work? How can you use that with your partner and friends? Well, I don't think you can. I don't think you can be stuck in a little cell, sat there staring at your navel and thinking, oh my God, I'm really enlightened. But how is that going to help anybody? We are part of a community, and that community is part of a larger community, which essentially is the world. So isolating ourselves is not necessarily meditation. The mind, if you wish, becomes a mirror of ourself, and it's only until the self becomes clear that the real journey begins. Hopefully here you'll learn one essential truth. The higher self is not a mystical being. It's the version of you that is finally awake. Gurdjieff spoke about this. The Greeks called it daimon, the guiding presence inside each person. Sufis called it the polished heart. Modern psychology calls it the integrated self. Different words, same reality. So to recap, the program teaches you how to meet that self, not by escaping the world, but by seeing it clearly, not by emptying the mind, but by sharpening it. Obviously, we have to do all this with awareness. Meditation in my system is not sitting silently. It's learning to direct your attention. It's the ability to look inward without fear. It really does take courage to see what you truly are. And you can only see what you truly are is when the noise falls away. Once you understand that everything else begins when you find yourself, your thinking changes, your relationships change, everything to do with purpose changes. In short, you change. this is not done by magic, but by clarity. The heart of my program is not mysticism, it's not performance, and it's certainly not spiritual theatre. It's just the ancient human skill of turning inward, seeing the truth and taking flight, just as Perseus did. If this is what you are looking for, welcome to the program, and let us begin. Namaste.